Hello and welcome. Today we embark on an exploration of one of the most enduring and influential intellectual frameworks in human thought, the dialectical model. This model, which has shaped philosophy, anthropology, and the social sciences, offers a lens through which we can understand conflict, change, and the evolution of ideas, societies, and even individual consciousness. Origins of dialectical thought. The dialectical method has ancient roots, with its origins traced back to the dialogues of Socrates as recorded by Plato. Socratic dialectic, or elenchus, was a method of cooperative argumentative dialogue in which contradictions in an interlocutor's position were exposed to move toward greater conceptual clarity. This early form of dialectic was primarily epistemological. It sought truth through the refinement of ideas. Aristotle refined dialectical reasoning into a structured form, distinguishing it from formal logic and rhetoric. For Aristotle, dialectic was a method of probable reasoning, a means of testing premises rather than deriving absolute truths. However, it was in the classical world's later periods that dialectical thought took a new turn. In the Hellenistic and early medieval periods, thinkers such as Plotinus and the Neoplatonists incorporated dialectics into metaphysical speculation, emphasizing a process of intellectual ascent through contradictions and synthesis. Dialectics in the German idealist tradition. Fast forward to the late 18th and early 19th centuries, where dialectical thought found renewed significance in German idealism. Immanuel Kant introduced a notion of dialectic as a struggle between opposing ideas within human reason, showing how contradictions arise when pure reason attempts to extend beyond empirical experience. Yet, it was G.W.F. Hegel who systematized dialectics into a dynamic framework for understanding reality itself. Hegel's dialectic, often simplistically reduced to a triadic structure of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis, described reality as a constantly evolving process driven by contradictions. For Hegel, the movement of history and human thought was not static, but a self-developing totality that overcame internal tensions through synthesis. Materialist dialectics and the social sciences. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels appropriated Hegelian dialectics but grounded them in material conditions rather than abstract idealism. This transformation, dialectical materialism, proposed that historical progress was driven by class struggle, economic conditions, and material contradictions rather than purely philosophical speculation. Anthropologically, this materialist dialectical model became a key tool in understanding societal development, particularly in economic anthropology and theories of social change. Scholars like Lewis Henry Morgan and Karl Polanyi drew upon dialectical materialism to examine the evolution of human societies from primitive communism to more complex economic structures, identifying material contradictions as driving forces of transformation. Structuralist and post-structuralist challenges to dialectics. In the 20th century, the dialectical model faced challenges from structuralist and post-structuralist perspectives. Thinkers such as Claude Lévi-Strauss argued that human culture could be understood through deep structures that existed independently of historical dialectical movement. Meanwhile, post-structuralists like Michel Foucault and Jacques Derrida critiqued dialectical reasoning for its assumed teleology, suggesting that history and power relations are far more contingent and fragmented than dialectical models imply. The relevance of dialectics today. Despite these critiques, dialectics remains a powerful analytical tool across disciplines. In contemporary anthropology, dialectical approaches are used to analyze globalization, identity politics, and socio-economic transformations. In philosophy, dialectical thinking continues to inform discussions on ethics, epistemology, and political theory. As we move forward in an increasingly complex world, the dialectical method reminds us that contradictions are not mere obstacles but engines of growth and transformation. Whether in philosophy, anthropology, or broader social inquiry, dialectical thought continues to provide a framework for understanding the dynamic interplay between ideas, material conditions, and human agency. Thank you.